Hey, what's up? This is Chris. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm testing out Komodo RAW, Komodo ProRes versus Fuji XS20 RAW and internal 10-bit and G9 Mark II external RAW and 422 10-bit. So a lot going on. Let's get to the video so I can show you guys what all we're doing. Okay. So here at the computer, you guys can see this clip is red RAW. I've got it in 6K. Shot in ELQ, which is the lowest, quality, but still good enough for talking heads. And that's mainly what I use. And I've got my RAW tab settings there. All right. So this is just with a basic LUT that's provided by Red. And you can see kind of what that looks like. I'm running autofocus as well on this camera. I was using the Sigma 24 to 35 f2 at f2 with a Metabone speed booster. So this is about it's a little bit bigger than full frame on the Komodo 6K. Alrighty, so that's the RAW. This is the ProRes 4K output using the exact same LUT. You can see it's a little bit more grainy than the 6K RAW. I don't know why. And then over here, I've got ProRes 2K, exact same LUT. And I feel like it looks a lot cleaner than the 4K does. So something's obviously going on from 6K down to 2K. It's really cleaning up the noise for us. But yeah, that's Red RAW. That is 4K ProRes out of the Komodo, and then ProRes 2K out of the Komodo. Over here, we've got the Fuji. And then on this LUT, I'm just using this guy's LUT. His name's Evan Schneider. Fuji guy, Red guy, and he created these LUTs. And from what I read online, saw online, that Fuji LUTs aren't the absolute best when it comes to F-Log 2. So I trusted this guy based on what I've seen so far. So I purchased his own LUTs on my own, and I think they work fine. So we've got ProRes RAW 6.2 open gate coming out of the XS20. And that's something that I really think is awesome, that the XS20, a $1,300 camera that I'm shooting on right now with the Sigma 23 f1.4, shoots 6K open gate RAW. That's crazy. So you can see there, Apple ProRes RAW, got my RAW tab, and then just the LUT there, so you can see what it looks like. This is the open gate filled screen, so you can kind of see what that looks like. This is open gate 10-bit, so let's play these clips. That's what the 6K looks like. Open gates, flip it to fill the screen. Kind of noisy, but I like that it's granular and not super chroma. Like, that is very granular, and like I'm at 200% and the noise is like not chroma heavy. So I do like that. This is 10-bit. We could see that the noise cleaned up a little bit, obviously, because there's internal noise reduction. And then again, the noise is very granular. It's not chroma heavy. So personally, on the RAW or the 10-bit, I would not use noise reduction, because on Red, I hardly ever use noise reduction because I just like it. It looks good to me. So it's 10-bit open gate. And then here it is, fill to screen. It's a little sharp, but we'll talk about that here in a second. And then this is 5.2K RAW. A lot more noisy because we're punching in on the sensor and it cropped in a lot. So personally, I don't think I'd be using a lot of 5.2K RAW. I'd probably be sticking to the 6K open gate RAW just so I could get the full sensor. Noisy, but still very granular. Okay, and here's the G9 II. So I wanted to test this with my GH7, but for whatever reason, the day I tested all this, I forgot it. The G9 Mark II is the exact same image, promise, swear. I tested it, I've shot a lot of things side by side, literally the exact same image. All right, so here is the open gate RAW. And here I'm just using the Phantom LUT I've used other LUTs, Rexo 9 LUTs. I've used Panasonic Nice's LUT. I don't like any of them. This is the closest one, and I get it. It's technically cheating because it's going from V-Log to Airy. Sure, whatever. This is just the LUT that I use. You know, if I'm not transforming the GH7 or the G9 Mark II to red color space and I'm just delivering it on its own, this is the LUT I use. Okay. So you can see the colors are a little bit different. They're not matching exactly. Like the Fuji has that depth, the color depth to it. And then obviously the red has the color roll off. Everything looks great on the red. But something that I thought Final Cut would have fixed. So I've seen two trains of thought, and you guys tell me in the comments what you guys think. As far as I know, the new updates in Final Cut, you don't no longer have to do anything over here. Like Final Cut just knows to convert it from Vlog to, you know, convert it from RAW to Vlog. And you weren't supposed to do anything here anymore. This is like the old school way when I was working like on the S1H and RAW. But when I hit none, like you see, it gets really pinkish. It doesn't look right. So for the time being, I'm keeping it because at least the back walls are kind of in the right color space that they're supposed to be in. So leaving that there. Let's punch in on the open gate there. And let's zoom in on the noise. You can see it's granular, but there's a lot more color noise, chroma noise than there was on the Fuji. Fuji's noisy, but at least it looks, you know, it's not chroma, it's just granular. And that's neither here or there which noise you prefer. But this one, I feel like I would have to use a lot more noise reduction, because I see the chroma, and I had this issue on the GH6, even internal 10-bit, even shooting in daylight. Sometimes I would get a lot of chroma noise and I would have to use noise reduction. So kind of over it. Over here, we've got a 10-bit internal open gate. Let's punch in, see what that looks like. Obviously the noise cleans up, looks a lot more granular, looks good to me, holds up. 5.7K raw, so it's 17:9 raw. Yeah, you could see here the differences between not having a LUT and having a LUT. Yeah, now let's look at graded footage. So this is red raw graded. And all I did here was color finale. You could see my edit layers. Got some log wheels, curves, HSL. Got a Rexo 9 LUT going for red and the red base LUT. That's it graded. I would not run noise reduction on this because I feel like it looks fine. I like it. This is 4K ProRes out of the red. It's a lot more noisy for some reason. Not sure why. It's a lot noisier. And 2K. I feel like the 2K is cleaner. And literally the exact same grade copied. Over here's the Fuji to match the red. I created this LUT over here in Cinematch. I'll do a separate video to show you guys how I did that. But yeah, this is Fuji RAW, 6.2 open gate RAW versus red. Pretty dang similar. And something that I was kind of concerned about when it came to Fuji is that it's supposed to be digital sharp, but if I use this slider over here and just set it down to -100, cleans that up just right for me. Takes off that edge. This is Fuji open gate 10-bit. Holds up. Exact same grade, exact same log settings, and it holds up to Komodo. And then this is DCI, I believe. Yes, DCI out of the Fuji. Noise looks great to me. Super granular, not chroma heavy. Let's look at the raw. Got some color noise going on in the beard, but still good to me. And then over here, we've got the G9 Mark II ProRes RAW. Again, I converted the GH7 to Komodo. Exact same, literally the exact same image, I promise. You could see here, it looks soft, right? Next to reds, it's a little softer than red somehow, but it's a heck of a lot noisier than Fuji is, and a heck of a lot more noisy than red. And if we punch in on the noise, there's chroma everywhere. We've got the 10-bit that, in my opinion, just fell apart. I could not get it to look as good as the Fuji did, holding the grade. Just kind of fell apart. This is the OpenGate 420. So I'm not sure if the subsampling has to do a lot with it. But then here is the 422 DCI. It's not actual DCI. We'll talk about that another day. And it just fell apart for me. The raw looks nice on its own, but next to red, I feel like I would definitely have to use noise reduction. The Fuji, I would let it slide, and the red is perfect to me. But the 10-bit fell apart, so that's 4K out of the red, 5.8K. It did not hold the grade. This is Fuji 10-bit internal. That is G9 Mark II, GH7 internal. Fuji 10-bit DCI. Panasonic 10-bit DCI. I've been shooting on a pair of Komodos and using the GH7 as like my gimbal camera slash autofocus camera slash, you know, whatever, running on third angle camera, and it's not holding up. It's not holding up to red. This is not like one specific time. I've shot several projects where I'm trying to match all three cameras, like 2 reds and a GH7, and it just doesn't hold up. So I'm not saying MFT is bad. It's not. It's a great camera system. I think on its own, some of the pros are that it's small, delivers a great image, lenses can be small, and it's just super portable and it's versatile. Like the GH7 records internal ProRes RAW, has great IBIS, has good autofocus, and like all the resolutions codecs that you could ever want or need. The only thing is that since it is a smaller sensor compared to red, and even compared to Fuji, like, yeah, you're gonna see the downsides a little bit sooner and faster. And what I'm trying to avoid is using noise reduction because it just bogs down my workflow. I had a project where I recently edited, had something like 50 clips on there. I tried to run noise reduction on all the GH7 clips, and it just, no, it would have taken forever to render. So I just got over it real quick and just let it slide. And in the end, the project worked. The client was happy. But, you know, in the future, I think moving forward, I'm going to keep testing the Fuji to see how it holds up. And I think it's very interesting because the GH7 is a flagship, but the XS20 is an entry-level camera, and I think the XS20 looks better. Is Fuji sharp? Yes, but you could tone it down, you know, using a mask. I didn't have to use a mask. I just did the sharpness tool and color finale, and it worked for me. So I'm gonna keep testing Fuji, and I've got this to try out for the next couple days. Will you focus? Super curious to see how the XH2S holds up next to my Komodo. And if it holds up, I reckon I'm gonna move on from Panasonic Micro Four Thirds to Fuji. You might ask me, well, why won't you go full frame Panasonic? You know, my lens kit is full frame Sigma EF art lenses. And if you know anything about what that means that the lenses are humongous. They're big. Why I love Micro Four Thirds is because I have a lot of native MFT lenses that are small. So when I go shoot conferences, I could take a BGH1, a GH7, a G9 Mark II, a plethora of lenses, fit it all in a rolling bag and a backpack. If I were to shoot, you know, like conferences with my Komodos, I have a whole hard case dedicated to my Komodos. I have a bag for batteries, and then I have another hard case for my EF lenses. I don't want to take that around like all the time when I'm traveling. I'd rather just pack light. So with APS-C, this is why I'm looking at APS-C. I could get small native lenses. Like this is a Sigma 18-50 that is tiny, or this Sigma right here, Sigma 10-18, super tiny. And like I could pack a ton of lenses, giving me a lot more versatility when I'm shooting. And then if I need like the look, I can get Speedboosters and adapt my EF lenses and get the look out of these cameras. So far in my testing, the XS20 has a better image in F-Log2 than the GH7 does. The same goes with RAW. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. I'm gonna keep testing. Let me know if there's something specific you want me to compare while I have all three cameras still. And yeah, catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.